Hi guys, welcome to OG Cars, and in today's video we're doing Q&A part 3. So in the ULEZ video I mentioned that I am now living in Cardiff. So for those of you that don't know, I have moved over from Wiltshire to Cardiff, and with thanks to G's parents Sue and Neil for letting me crash at theirs for now. I've been settling into a new job, so it's been pretty busy, but it's going well, and G's been doing copious amounts of overtime, so sorry we haven't been as on the ball with the Wednesday videos recently, but you know, it's a bit of give and take at the moment, just because it's been fairly busy. But basically, we're hoping that at some point we'll have our own space. Let's just put it like that. So, you know, we'll see what happens with that.
I just thought I'd give a quick mention as well to the classic car show that I'm putting on with thanks to my brother Lewis. So he is running the Land of North Festival this year, and he's allowed me to have a classic car show there. So I've sorted the whole thing myself. I've booked all the cars in, sorted all the passes out. We've got about 75 classic cars coming, a few modern cars, but majoritively classic or retro cars. And I'm really looking forward to that. So obviously that has taken up a huge amount of my time recently, because that's taken a lot of planning.
If you want to come to the show, it's full, but you're obviously welcome to come to the festival and see the car show, because there's 75 cars there anyway, and it's on the
Saturday the 25th of June, and yeah, so the cars will be parked on the field, but there is a main car park, so anyone is more than welcome to come and park in the field and have a look at the show and the festival that's there.
The next question is from Twingo Talk on Instagram, which is Chris Williams, and he says, any purchases you've had to walk away from that you wish you hadn't? And the simple answer for me is basically, if I've been to see a car, I've never actually walked away from it. I've actually never, we've never walked away from a purchase. We've always bought the car. There's obviously been plenty of cars that I've inquired about via messages, which I haven't bought for X reason, but I've never actually sort of gone, right, I'm going to do it, and then just went, oh, actually no. I've always been sort of like, if I'm in it, I'm in it.
We even had this, so you'll all know the low mileage Skoda Favourite we bought at the start of the year was quite under-described from what we thought it was going to be, and I'd say that's probably the closest we were to walking away from a car, but we still negotiated a good offer and wanted to take it, so we still took it.
It's the same with the Italia 90 on that one, because that was, you know, that was quite rusty, and the gear cable fell off while the rod came off while I was driving it around for the test drive, and it's the same with the Favourite there. Basically, there were loads of things wrong with it, so we just made a low offer, and ultimately we negotiated it to the end. And, you know, that's fine for us because we can do the work. Obviously, some people can't do the work, and so if there's problems, they don't buy it. But in the classic game, we just buy everything.
Basically.
The next question is from Twinkle Toes. So the next question from Chris Williams again is, what's been your most complex car import? Now, G hasn't actually done an import herself, but she has driven the Delta back for me from Italy.
And my Nissan is a JDN import, Jap import.
But the Lancia was already UK registered, and ultimately so was the Nissan. And we've got a few other cars that do need registering and have been already registered, for example, but I've actually only done two myself, which is the brown Wartburg 353 and the blue Fiat 126. And honestly, neither of them really were that complex. It was literally as simple as doing all the basics, sort of like doing the Nova and everything as you come into the country, paying off what you need to do. For the brown one, get the MOT, and then send off with the V55, and that was it. Basically, get your registration in the post. It took a while for me to get the brown one, the Wartburg, back in the post, but that was down to COVID as usual. So, but yeah, ultimately it wasn't too bad. So the next question is from Michael Hudson on YouTube, and he said, guys, will you ever get a Lada Riva or a Skoda Estelle in your fleet in the future? Now, I would actually love a Lada Riva or a Skoda Estelle, so the simple answer is yes. But I will let G take the rein on this one. Skoda's more your thing, isn't it?
Yeah, I've considered quite a few Skoda Estelles, but as you all know, I love to buy a cheap car, basically. If I look at all my favourites, I've never actually paid more than £600 for a Skoda Favourite. So for me, spending a few £1,000s on a Skoda Estelle is hit or miss. I'm not one to spend a few £1,000s on cars, basically. So if a cheap one came up, maybe I would do it, but for now, I'm going to stay with cheap cars.
Yeah, they always used to come up cheap, didn't they? And to be fair, we did look at them when they were cheaper too, but recently they have, all classic car prices have been shooting up. But in fairness, the Favourites have not been shooting up quite as much as
hit and miss. So as we said the other day, we were considering selling the 136 LS. We're not too sure if that's going to be happening just now. We will see. But a non-running one with no MOT for the last 21 plus years, because the DVLA database just sold for nearly £600, and that's just about what I paid for my 136 LS with MOT. Bit rusty, I'm not going to say it's a perfect car, but
it can be done, and it's, the thing is, what is it worth when it's done? I don't know. I'd like to think that they're starting to pick up a little bit in value.
I'd hope so. And you know what, if someone was to come in, to step in, maybe help us with that car, I think it could stay in the fleet. But it's the reason we're thinking of getting rid is because of it in its current condition, and it's kind of a sympathy thing.
We've got a lot of cars. It's getting round to all of them, so it's, you know, we'll see. We will kind of want to get the welding done on it anyway, don't we? Just to have that bit done and under the belt. But yeah, and the Lada Riva, I quite like Ladas, so basically I'd love a Lada Riva and a Estelle, whatever. I wouldn't mind anything Eastern Bloc, love it. So yeah, if anyone wants to throw us a cheap Eastern Bloc car, let us know. So our last question on YouTube is by Grumpy Glenn, and he says, what are your intentions for the Wartburg 311 that you are keeping? There can't be many on the road in the UK. It would be nice if we could go back to an original type engine. Now, I'll say straight off the bat, it's not going back to an original type engine. Ultimately, one, I don't have the time to do it with everything going on, and two, it would be a bit difficult to do it anyway because of all the changes it had, and three, I don't want to do it because on reason 3, it's a movie car. Basically, it's been made for the man from U.N.C.L.E. It's been done in that way, and I don't really want to change that and take that away from that. And I actually want to make it even more so like it was from the films, to put the white stripe back on the side. And on reason 2 there, it's had obviously engine, drivetrain, it's had the brakes and suspension converted, it's had the interior done, the pedal box, everything. It's had loads of stuff done. So ultimately, it's going to be staying as it is. My intentions say that I want to do it back up to that movie spec and then use it for a bit, but ultimately with the fleet being as big as it is, who knows what will happen in the future, and hopefully we get time to get around to that bit, but obviously we've got a lot on at the moment, so we'll see.
So yeah, we only had a couple of questions, but we just thought it was worth us answering it because, as we say, busy, overtime, work, money, cars, show. I honestly feel like we are non-stop, and this weekend we're selling car parts Saturday, we're selling a car Sunday. We've recently, unfortunately, you might see on my Instagram, I lost one of my pet rats, Ozzy, so me and I'm a bit upset about that. But we've just introduced 2 new rats for my other older rat, so we're trying to look after them, so we've got those 3 to look after. We've obviously got the car show coming up, probably already mentioned that. And then next week is Goodwood, so we're going to Goodwood on Thursday, Festival of Speed on Thursday, so maybe we'll cover that a little bit, because I know people do really like that show. And then Friday we're going to see the Wurzels, because we're quality. And Saturday is the car show, so we'll definitely cover that. But as you can see, it's just, we're constant, we're non-stop. So when we have a chance, we like to just sit down, maybe do a little Q&A, because it's a bit easier than us than having to go, right, I finish at 8, let's go jump in a car, go out and do a quick video. It's a bit easier for us. So
yeah, I just wanted to say a big thanks to everyone, obviously, for supporting the channel and watching these videos. And you know, we'll try and keep on churning out this content, and hopefully if we get our own space soon, then it might actually help our content grow even further as well.
Yeah.
So,
I think once we've got our own space, it'd be a lot easier for us to properly focus on projects as well, instead of them being here, there and everywhere. So yeah, that should help, but fingers crossed, all to come soon.
Thanks for watching. Like, comment and subscribe. We'll see you in the next one.